Salbego is CEO of Legion Ventures. I'm based in the States, in LA. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful place. This is a very unique experience. Very grateful, very cold as well. Based in LA, work in Asia a lot, family in Miami, and I don't really get out to this kind of weather. Actually, it's probably about 10 years. So my topic today is surviving mass adoption. We know that for the success of blockchain, our community in this industry, we need forms of centralization. There's no way around it. But how do we find a balance within that? Blockchain technology, decentralization was based on fundamentals of very libertarian ideals. In order to scale, we need centralization. And we've been seeing forms of centralization pop up now with the end of last year, middle of last year with ICO regulation. Now we see it with the STO movement and mass amounts of regulation around there, and to ban ICOs in certain countries and stuff, including the US. So we're starting to see forms of balance and chaos within that. The purpose of this discussion really, and again, this is a unique experience, and I'm kind of grateful to be able to skew it a little bit more on a spiritual level than the normal talks I give at the regular conferences around the world, is really tapping into kind of blockchain. Our community, it's a very tight-knit community. Everyone knows everyone, and we are the experts, we are the leaders within this industry, pushing this technology forward through this fourth industrial revolution that really will provide a lot of value, not to just customers and consumers, but also change the lives of people who use this technology and create better paradigms, better systems and safety nets in the financial system for consumers, customers, the economy. I'm American, so I'm very passionate about this. I don't hear too many people talking about it. I always bring it up when I can. Is in 2008, we had a major financial crash in the United States. Given that the U.S. has the largest GDP and the largest debt, that affected the economies around the world everywhere. In the U.S., people who had a lot of money, a lot of savings, the elite, yada yada, handled it, wasn't too detrimental. But the working class population was devastated. People were on the streets. I mean, it was just outrageous. This was not caused, by the way, by the common man. It wasn't caused by ICO scammers. It wasn't caused by the mafia. This was completely caused by our government, financial systems, and Wall Street, completely. Utilizing blockchain technology coupled with machine learning, deep learning, and AI would create a very advanced, self-regulated, real-time monitoring system that would have prevented that. Our banking system and financial system in the U.S. is still built off an old paradigm, meaning where they treat private banks still as just mediaries, but as a whole, private banks have very large effects on our macroeconomy in the U.S. So banks became very over-leveraged during that whole mortgage crisis, and it was a nightmare. So, moving forward, one thing I've noticed in this industry is we have blockchain associations, organizations popping up every day all around the world. I get invited to one every other day. So, I think they're great. Let's talk about business, right? What's the primary purpose of business just as a whole? It's provide value to a customer, right? Second is to make profit. And then sub levels, we have provide jobs and stuff like that. So we all know in this business, we want to revolutionize stuff, create great products, but we also want to make a profit, hands down. I want to make a profit, so I don't want to skew too far, like that's a bad thing. But I think we have a very important issue going on right now, which is centralization and decentralization, and how are they going to work together in the future. So, what I see with all these organizations popping up is a lot of purely focus on money and revenue. And I think it's our responsibility moving forward to find strategies to be able to influence these government systems to help find a strategic balance. And I'm not saying that we should take our focus off making profit. I'm American, I understand capitalism. but I think we have an important issue that we need to maybe bring that more into focus. You know, specifically I see within the organizations, which usually organizations in different economies and different industries are there to help influence and push ideals and push movements. So that's one issue I'm seeing a lot within our community that I think we could use a change on. Just to take it back more into spirituality, you know, I'm a big advocate of Carl Jung, synchronicity, collective conscious, and all the other thought leaders on that stuff. And, you know, I think it's funny when, you know, from a spiritual perspective, you know, they say the universe collaborates with whatever your actions are and your intentions, right? So within our industry, it's been driven by an absolute innovation, and then there's a whole other dark side, which is absolute greed. And I can say that straight up. I've been in the industry for a while, working with a lot of top companies. You know, as we say in America, in the streets. I'm in the streets with a lot of these companies. I see how it works. And the funny thing is, we just had a major collapse with ICOs, right? And in my opinion, ICO was one of the most revolutionary investment tools, because what it did was provide people in different areas of the world access to fund their innovation. People who would never be able to meet the top elite VCs and family offices in New York, Silicon Valley, China, and around. They would never be able to do that. And now we had a tool, right, to be able to fund these great ideas. Well, because of the greed, and I'm not blaming or anything, there's a lot of scams, a lot of bad stuff, and a lot of great projects. But it's kind of funny how that spun out of control, and then now all of a sudden, it's all STO, right? It's all regulated. So you can kind of look at that from a spiritual sense of, this is what we were putting out into the universe within our industry, and it kind of just came back and kind of like, you know, slapped us in the face, you know? So I think again, we have innovation and we have profit within our industry. I think the third one should really be, how do we secure the success of what this industry was founded on? You know, so my point of this conversation was to, you know, influence and excite ideas and brainstorming, so when we leave here today, we can maybe take a little piece of this with us and start adding that to the innovation and the profit-generating ideals that we have in this industry, because we are the ones influencing it and we are the experts. But if we don't do it right, it's going to go right back into the major institutions. We're going to still have crashes, we're still going to have fraud within the government systems and all that stuff. Right now we have an opportunity that if we don't stick, or we don't push further into anarchy, we tone it down a bit, we can make some real changes here on Earth for the better and generate profit and innovation. So that's kind of what I want to leave you guys here with today, to bring that into the collective conscious within our community and into the rest of the world. So thank you very much.